So right now we are in the shipping department of the Proven Winners Direct, and we are getting a tour of the facilities here. So it's really neat and very interesting. So I can't wait to take you along for it. So now we're in the packing facility where they actually pack the plants up to go out to the consumer. So it's a really neat system here. They have the potting machine, and then they have the ladies who are getting everything potted up.
The ladies take the plugs from the trays. These are the plug trays. And then plant them into the pre-filled containers. The plants go down the conveyor belt. And then are loaded onto racks. The plants are brought to the greenhouse. The hanging baskets are hung from the ceiling. Each basket is individually irrigated. The floors get flooded with water from holes in the concrete. Then the water will go back into the holes to be filtered, treated, and reused. There are 30 acres of greenhouses at 4-Star.
I'll introduce myself. My name is Zach Holzer. I'm the Senior Shipping Supervisor here at 4-Star. And I'm going to walk you through our process of pulling orders, boxing orders, and then shipping them out the door. So we'll start with our e-commerce division over here. And this is where we pull it. This is where we're sorting everything. But I'll get you through how we pull it, get it to this place, and then we get it on pallets and out the door. So in the morning, I don't know if you guys happen to see Adrian over there, but Adrian's my guy that works over here in the morning. He does what we call masters. And master is basically taking a collection of orders together, grouping it all as one so that we can pull it in bulk. So he'll take, for an example, we have our orders split up between how it's shipping. So our express orders, our ground orders, and then anything going out post office. So that's how he builds his masters. So when he comes in the morning, he'll take all of the orders that are going ground, group them all together, and print out his pull sheets. And then our guys will take the pull sheets, go out into the greenhouse, pull all the product, and bring it back here, and this is where we sort it. So we generally run 3 masters in the morning, and then we'll run 3 more in the afternoon. The morning masters are quite larger than the afternoon masters. The morning masters accumulate from the time we stop in the afternoon, so 3:30, all the way up until then. So overnight, we accumulate orders. We'll go out and pull those. Then the ones in the afternoon are anything from, 7 o'clock in the morning till noon when we do the second master. So once they go out and get everything pulled, they bring it back here, as you can see, and it's lined up here. And our guys have these tickets that are printed out for every single order. You can see on the side of the box, it tells them what's going in every single box, what box to use, and then the customer's information here and how it's shipping out. So that's how they build their boxes. So once they build the box, it then goes down to our shipping stations. We print out a label. It either ship out, like I said, FedEx, ground, express, or post office. And then we palletize it. We load up the feeder for ground. Express comes in the afternoon, usually about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Same with the post office. So that's pretty much how we pull and process everything. And again, if you guys got any questions, interrupt me, put your hand up, shout out. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. So any questions on that?
When the plants come over, are they on these carts like this when they come over?
We put them on the carts and bring them over. So when they're out in the greenhouse, obviously they're on the floor or on tables. We load them up on carts, and then we just bring everything over. We were able to attach all the carts together so we can pull up to 6 or 7 carts at a time and pull them through.
What do you pull them with?
We have little tow carts. You might see them as you're walking around. They look like little golf carts, kind of. Lots more than that one. But yeah, they have a tow hook. You can see right here, this hook, they all hook together. Exactly.
So
What's your largest day? How many boxes do you ship out this year?
Our largest day, we were probably 60,000 units out in one day.
In one day. Out
One
of
day.
this area.
Our biggest week we had this year was around Mother's Day, and we did over 104,000 units in one day. So, like I said, we have this set up, and when we're running that big, we have 4 other stations we put all the way down at that far end too. So we'll put all the shrubs over here, all the annuals over there. We keep it split up. So we're running 8 stations round the clock almost.
And
So yeah.
what's your peak of employees?
In this area, we're probably about 40 to 45. And that's, again, running 8 different stations. We're pulling around the clock too. So it's not just one big bulk pull. Right now, we're only doing about 12,000 a week. It's definitely our slower time. But like I said, that springtime around Mother's Day and Easter, we're 100,000. Then we go to about 80,000. So we've definitely had our biggest year so far this year.
So the box you have right behind you, how many would that hold?
This one,
Mm-hmm.
this one has 8. You can fit 8 grandes
like
in it.
They're
Yes.
stacked on each
They're
other.
stacked on each other. I'll go through all the boxes with
Okay.
you and how we designed everything. Did you?
What do you have to do to make sure that they are healthy?
Well, based on shipping and based on the type of plant, annuals, everything goes out express. So we guarantee that it's going to get there within a day or two. Shrubs usually go ground, so that's 3 to 4 days depending on where they're going. A little bit hardier, it's not going to die as quickly. We water everything. So when we do pull them, we'll pull them on the other side of this wall. We'll stage everything out there and we'll water it first. So it gets some extra moisture in it, and then we'll bring it over here and load them up into boxes. So our boxes that we have here, we have about 50 different style of boxes that we use. And they range anywhere from our hard good boxes and down to our various plant boxes. Some of these boxes, they have indentations on it. We call them dog ears. They secure the pots inside. So theoretically, I'm not going to do it, but you could take the box, flip it over, and they're not going to come out. So again, we have different boxes based on the container size. So we have, the grande boxes to our gallon boxes. And something new we did this year was normally we were shipping out our gallons. If you order 3 of them, you get 3 1-gallon boxes. And that's because our 4-pack box, it would shift too much inside. So we came up with our corrugate supplier to make us these inserts to go inside. And then keeps the insert from moving around. So it locks all the plants in place. So instead of getting 3 separate boxes, now you're only going to get 1 box. So it's a lot better for us for shipping, a lot better for the consumer. Instead of 3 boxes, you're getting 1 box.
Try to be as sustainable.
Exactly.
These are just retail sales. Do you have a whole other area for big box stores, or is this?
This is all going directly to consumers' homes. So this is all shipping out FedEx or post office.
Big box stores, that's a whole other area.
That's a whole nother area, yes.
Right next door.
Yep. And any other questions? Do we want to spend any time going over the retail? I mean, we can go retail in
How much time we have left?
3 minutes. I could do it quickly. All right, let's walk this way. I'll show you guys some stuff over here. So this right here is what we call our sorter. Now this is done for our grower season when we're sending out trays of plants, of young baby plants. So we run all of our trays down this line. And we have 2 different printers here. One's for our tags when we run our tags. The other one is for the trays itself. And this printer right here puts a 2x1 label on every single tray. And that 2x1 label tells my guys how to sort everything. So it's going to come down along this belt. This printer is going to put a 2x1 label on it. It'll come get read by an RFID and a camera, make sure everything matches up. It'll go down this way, and then it'll shoot down the lanes we have down here. The computer is telling it what lane to shoot it down. And that's based on our customer where it's going, where it needs to be lined up. And those labels have 3 bits of information on it for my guys. They tell them what lane it's going in, what rack it's going on, and the shelf and position on that rack. So when they grab that tray, they look at it and they say, I need to go rack 4, shelf 3, position 4. And they put that tray right there. And we'll have all these trays, or I'm sorry, all these racks will be lined up in the rows. So they're moving constantly. We like to process about 2,400 trays in an hour going down this belt. And so that's basically what we do during grower season. Retail season, a little bit different. We're going out, like I mentioned before about the masters. We master everything, and then we'll go out and pull the live plants. We'll bring them over here in this big area out here, and we'll sort them based on the customer that they're going to. So we do a bulk pull, and then we come back over here and sort them to what customers they're going to. We'll wrap them all up, water them, and then they're going on our trucks to delivery to the box stores that you were talking about. So basically for retail, it leaves either on one of our trucks, the customer comes and picks it up. For our trays, it's again going on our trucks, customer will pick it up, or we actually ship these FedEx too. We ship these trays as FedEx as well. We can put as many as 8 trays in a box. And we have big white boxes, we have inserts lined up in them, so we just slide the tray right in, nothing gets moved. I know that was just a really brief overview of what we do. There's a real lot that goes into it, but if you do have any questions, I'll answer any questions you guys have. The labels, we get about, I think we're at about 8,000 labels per roll. So yeah, we usually get 2 rolls a day. I mean, this sorter, when we're going good, usually it's weeks 8 and 10. We're sorting close to 80,000 trays on this sorter a week. We have the insert. We also, if it's going in a box, those trays, we put hair nets over them. So the hair net kind of keeps all the cells at least together. So if it does get flipped upside down, at least all the cells are going to be contained within that hair net in that tray. Hopefully they do. I mean, again, we are working with a third-party delivery service, so you know that's not always perfect. It's not always ideal, but that's why we're trying to build some fail-safes into it, so that in each box, each tray has its own little insert in it, and then on top or underneath that, we put that hair net. So we try to contain it as much as possible, so that if it does get turned upside down, at least all the cells are going to remain intact. So when it gets to the customer. It does. Oh yes, it does. Yeah. When we're running this belt, there's all kinds of soil and dirt underneath it, and a lot of these trays we like to keep them kind of soaked when they're coming down here too, so they're a little bit heavier. So that this machine right here has an arm that comes down and hits the tray to put that label on. So if they're really light, it hits that tray and that tray goes flying. So we like to water it right before we send it down the belt, just make it a little bit heavier, and then too, if we're boxing it, then it's not going to go in the box soaking wet. We do have an extra layer on our inserts to kind of coat it, but again, we don't want it to be soaking wet. And I think the next group's coming over, so I think, any other questions real quick?
Okay, y'all, so we are all finished over here at the distribution center for 4-Star Greenhouse, and we had a wonderful visit today. Everything was so informative, and we had a great time. I hope that you enjoyed it. I look forward to you subscribing to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends. Hey, y'all, and good morning. So we are still in Michigan, and today we are going to be touring the Mathia Botanical Gardens. It is here at the University of Michigan.